likes to do damage, and don't pretend like you don't, because I know you're lying. Otherwise, why would you be playing an RPG with core mechanics such as leveling up, getting stronger, and looking fashionable as fuck? It's to do massive numbers on the other guys until their numbers are so small they match the PP size of anybody who doesn't come in at the end of a duty. The other members...
The audio is sub only. Right? This guy's very funny. This guy is very funny. He talks very quick.
Leaving too quickly is no excuse. How do you expect to move quick enough to avoid AoEs if you can't even move quick enough to tell your allies they're doing a great job and that their glamour is sexy? Is that uncharacteristically nice of me? Maybe, but it means I get to steal the LB3 from the only melee in the group. Welcome to A Crap Guide to Final Fantasy.
Okay, yeah, that is some intro. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, let me go back to that. Right, I've just noticed what he's wearing. Right, he knows what game he's playing. He knows what Final Fantasy XIV is about.
Today I'm going to be talking about every job. That's right. What, you thought only the DPS have to DPS? Boy, I could slap you with my overflowing glamour dresser. Damage is the name of the game in Final Fantasy XIV, and the entirety of the game is designed around everybody dealing it, including the tanks and the healers. If the DPS roles are contributing 60% of the damage, tanks and healers are the ones who fill in the other 40. So if you don't contribute, you belong in the garbage chute.
So what's the point? DPS only does 60% of the damage. What's the point in DPS? Why is it? Yeah. Surely it should be more than that.
So don't get so hung up on the role names. Everybody is a DPS! What I mean specifically is that, one, not only is FF14 a cooperative game, which means any time you waste is not only yours, but also anybody else in your party as well. And two, every combat feature in FF14 is designed with dealing damage in mind. Healers and tanks get skills that actively promote doing more DPS. Hell, Sage is a healer whose skills actively benefit from doing DPS.
Slap a bitch, also heal your buddy. Slap a bunch of bitches, also heal your buddy and give them regen. Make someone your heal buddy. Slap all bitches in an area. I mean, this is actually. I feel like I would do better at this game if it was all like this. Red DPS, green DPS, blue DPS. Ultimates have been cleared without healers. Healers are optional. White mage is just another name for DPS.
And most importantly of all, enrage. Enrage is what happens when you overstay your welcome in a dungeon or boss arena and the residents have run out of things to talk about.
Enrage is like what happened when I didn't destroy... Itzaru, if you're still there, when I didn't destroy those stones or crystals with Ifrit, and I kept dying to Ifrit, and I didn't know why. I was like, why do I keep dying to Ifrit? I assume that's what enrage is.
And are just really ready for you to leave so they can finally go poop without being worried that you're going to steal all their old DreamWorks DVDs. That is to say, you're either forcefully kicked out or alternatively they instantly murder you. How do you prevent this from happening? You murder them first, of course, and then you pop in a copy of Shrek 2 so you can watch the castle siege again. And guess what? The later and later in the game you get, the more and more frequent enrages start to appear. And they'll have more and more health too, so if somebody...
Wait, what? Gets upset if you go too fast, gets upset if you go too slow, gets upset generally all the time. What does that mean? What does this mean? Lovely insta-wipe mechanics. Didn't mean to do a reply. Wait, what's the point? And now you're officially a Final Fantasy XIV player. Well done. Enrage happens in most combat above normal. Basically, a fight has a time limit. If you can't do enough damage, it cycles through and does a finish. Yeah, but why? What's this? If you go too fast, what does this mean? Why? And gets upset if you... Right, I get the slow one. These are future Ultima bosses. Okay, so this is... okay, spoiler content.
To appear. And they'll have more and more health, too. So if somebody decides they just don't feel like they want to cooperate in this team game they decided to play, and now the boss has an eighth of its health left and is about to destroy the entire universe, Princess Fiona isn't going to be the only one who will need a hero. Hopefully it's been drilled into your head now that DPSing is essential. Not just for the jobs with the title sticker, but also...
And I've just realised it's me. It's Dexter.
Anyone in a fancy robe or edgy trench coat as well. Now that you know that, how does one go about dealing max deeps? The first most basic thing is to do your combos. Press a button. See another button light up? Press that one. Congratulations, you have successfully completed a combo.
Oh, well that's it then, right? I'm a pro player because that's all I do. 70% of the time.
And doing so will reap a myriad of
70%.
benefits, from putting damage over time on your target, gaining mana, doing your taxes, or any variety of other additional effects. But mostly, it all achieves the same goal of dealing more damage. Secondly, you want to press these skills that the game labels as abilities and the community calls off-global.
Who here can tell me how many times they've seen me use jump? Cos, how many times have you seen me use jump? 0 times and counting. Twice. Oh, twice. I have done it twice. I've done it twice, apparently. That's impressive.
Cooldowns, or OGCDs for short. More like OGCDs nuts! I personally call them free damage buttons. They cost you nothing, and there's literally no reason not to press them while your normal cooldown is rolling.
But this one has a long cooldown. What if I need it later?
No, it doesn't. Shut up. The cooldowns in this game are so short you might as well press them, because by the time you need them again, whoop, they're back up. Not to mention, many jobs require you to press those free damage buttons to unlock even spankier damage buttons. So use your goddamn free damage buttons! It's free
Well, they unlock other buttons. How does that work? So if I press one of those buttons, it will unlock another button. This one. What's this?
of DPSing is knowing your ABCs. Always be casting! This means mashing away at your keyboard like a tickle monster working double time. More specifically, it means that the best way to make sure you are doing the most damage that you can is to always have your global cooldown going. Even if it means accidentally pressing the wrong skill like the single brain cell that you are. Because if you're always pressing buttons, even the suboptimal one, you are doing more damage than if you weren't. And doing damage is always better than not doing damage. Yes, even Skaith. Here's a live example with my two subjects, Jan and Chloe. They both deal 1 million damage and suddenly the boss flies out of melee range. Jan sits there waiting patiently for the boss to return before she can start doing 1 million damage again. Meanwhile, Chloe's pressing the deal 1 damage at a range button the entire time they're waiting. I ask you, puny viewer, which person is dealing more damage right now?
Yeah, but it's
Well, the
only
one
one
with one,
damage.
right?
Who's dealing more damage?
As if any fight is going to get so close that dealing with...
Who is dealing more damage? Sure, it might not look like much, but it's going to matter when they fight the boss that has 3 million and 2 health and they wipe...
Wait, but does 1 damage really matter with that? Okay, hold on. Right, higher skills you have yet to learn. They prime it for activation, yes. RS Fighter, good morning. Vero Valkyrie, OGCD buttons sometimes have their own combo. You will get Jump Mirage Drive. Those are buttons to press in between. Freak, I'm in a raid and I'm the only one healing. When you level a bit more, yeah, weaving abilities becomes more and more important. Yes. Always be casting. Sometimes if mistakes happen and you try to scrape a few damage before you're a DPS, you care about even 1 point of damage matters. Yeah, but I'm on controller. It's so if someone who's beat a boss as the enrage, yes, that 1 damage matters. Okay. So how annoying is it watching me play? How triggering is it watching Dexter
All because the other...
Dragoon? Laylo Shimzu, morning. 1 damage maybe not, but in comparison we've had a few times bosses come down to basically an auto and we wiped. Plenty of controller users clear that, oh wait, cause you're making it like it's a skill issue. Yeah, you're making out that it's a skill issue. More damage is always the correct answer. It's not annoying, you aren't trying to do difficult content. It's fun. Okay. I'm doing alright then. 0. Oh yeah, I bet they are. Right.
Their DPS decided they don't want to press buttons. It's such little DPS, it won't make a difference? Sure, Jan. Now, one of the best things you should do to improve your damage in Final Fantasy XIV is this. It's really simple. I want you to lean in. It's a super simple thing. Here, come close. I'm going to say the thing. Are you ready?
I'm
okay,
ready.
here it goes. Read your tooltips! The little block of text that literally tells you what your skills do. Honestly, you would be surprised how many people queue into an expert dungeon and never realize they have a skill that can attack multiple targets. Even all the things I tell you in this video, the combos, the range attacks, the AoE damage skills, the free damage buttons. The best way to know what what your job is capable of is by reading your job skill tooltips yourself. So you better read your goddamn tooltips, because if I see another player not knowing about their AoE combo and a mob pull at level 80, I'm gonna grab the nearest aetheryte and bash you so hard you're gonna be teleported to the final resting place of every ERPer's used undergarments. With all that out of the way, you'd think I'd covered everything you need to do to be an ultimate clearing badass, right? Unfortunately, not, waffle face, because the final responsibility every single role in Final Fantasy XIV shares is not dying. Oh sure, the healers help, but most of the time your own survival is on you and...
Well, this, yeah, I mean, wait, if I die, it's the healer's fault, no? If I die, it's the healer's fault. Surely. It's not my fault. I have to be in the boss's face doing my rotation. No? Where the heals? I'm always spamming the range attack where I can't get near the boss and melee. I do throw my javelin. I do throw my javelin. How about we get more power? And yeah, maybe I should read my tooltips.
Only you. And that means making sure you do the fight mechanics and don't take avoidable damage like it's got the cheese touch. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you in the middle of your
what do you mean by that? Sorry to stop it again. Welcome to DPS main. So really, I may be a sprout, but I'm literally just evolving into your average Final Fantasy DPS player now. I'm saying it's down to the healers to keep me alive. Why bother with minuscule amounts of DPS when I should just do my rotation? And use your goddamn abilities to heal yourself. I do that. I do my... What's it called? Correct.
Do you want to try and hit that purple parse like the big man you are? That's too damn bad! Each time you take damage that is avoidable, it means the healer has to heal you and they're dealing less damage. And on top of that, you get this cheese puff called a vulnerability stack. For each stack you have, you take more and more damage until you get one shot when the enemy farts in your general direction.
I mean, it is their job. No. If you don't die from a mechanic and it doesn't give damage down... Wait, hold on. Let's watch my viewership drop now. My viewership, all the healers in chat are just dropping, saying "F this guy," you know, "F this guy." I'm like, heal me.
All this to say, if you don't avoid enemy damage, you will not only make the healer do less DPS, but you're also likely going to die, which means 0 DPS. And if you still think that's not a big deal and the healers can just res you, each time you die, you get a dunce cap of shame that reduces your DPS even more for about as long as a red light in Philadelphia. So you better stay alive, or else I'm...
Wait, I had no idea that was a thing. Is that true? So, when I accept a res, I do 25% less damage. Yeah, you never noticed. I had no idea. Well, everyone's throwing things at the boss. I had no clue. And then 50%, does it before this is gone? What does that mean, before this is gone? So it just goes 75 and then 100. That's why you've got to stay alive. The heal order is my arse, main tank. The other one, incentive to avoid orange lit ground. Oh god, I didn't even know that. This is why in instances sometimes healers don't res after fight, because you can just take a teleport back and not have a... Oh wait, Gilbert, guys, hold on. So if I die against the raid boss, I can just teleport back. I can just go back to the start of the dungeon and then just run back and rejoin. Or am I locked out? It's a 2-minute debuff. In Ultimate, I've had 2 raises doing stupid things and didn't have enough stats to apply a big enough shield. Before the rebuff, no, it only stacks twice. My main focus is to keep the tank alive. Our only mana regenerates so fast. Oh, I've never even used mana. I've never used mana. Stay alive. No. Oh, so you can't. You're locked out. Oh, okay. Okay, you're locked out till the boss dies. That's what I thought.
that reduces your DPS even more for about as long as a red light in Philadelphia. So you better stay alive or else I'm gonna raise you so I can rescue you into an AoE and kill you myself. To recap, everybody's DPS matters. Press your free damage buttons. Always be casting. Read your tooltips. Stay alive. But even if you keep all those things in mind, the number one rule to improve your DPS performance is to practice. Striking dummies are all over the goddamn place, out in the overworld, and even in the yards of some random people's houses in the residential districts. So if you see one, there's no shame in whacking it a few times like you're auditioning to be a dominatrix. I'm sure the neighbors won't mind. Practice makes perfect, and even all the foresight in the world will not fully translate into the doing. So go and do that doing so that one day you too can do the do and make everybody else look like doo-doo because of how good your doing skills are. And with how much doing you'll be doing, maybe someday you too can clear an ultimate and get a shiny ass weapon of your own to show off to people AFKing at the Limsa Aetherite Plaza. Just know the difference between an amateur and a master is that a master has failed way more times. By the way, get ready for a party wipe. Wait, what? Congratulations, you're now better at the game than you were 5 seconds ago. Ow! And now you know how to DPS, you're welcome.
I'm an expert. Thank you.
Oh, finally, my Q just popped.
Okay, that was funny.
No, one of the other party members withdrew.
The way he says target dummies is like he's never seen or used one. Yeah. I've hit two. I've hit 2 training dummies, right? And yeah, I haven't really... Yeah, I've never really practiced. But, I mean, I've done alright. Yeah, I've done okay. It always reminds me when I went to that dungeon. I went to a dungeon with Koz and Olena. And Olena was healing and Koz was tanking, right, as always. And they were both complaining about how hard this dungeon was. I found it really easy. I was just having the time of my life. Sticking bosses, you know, doing my rotation, chilling out. And I thought, guys, that was... that was super easy. So easy. I think that they were both tearing their hair out trying to keep me alive, and apparently the other dude, the random who was with us, was just dead the entire time because they were just so focused on keeping me alive. I thought it was just super easy. So